So I deeply regret not being able to fulfill my dream of playing basketball professionally. And while I have a lot of gratitude regardless for the time that I spent working towards that goal, and it's made me who I am, and even if I don't ever touch a basketball again, I'm forever grateful for what basketball has done in terms of helping me become a better human. I do have deep regret that is hard to deal with. And so I wanted to make this video to help you avoid regret later in life. So I'll give you 3 lessons that basketball taught me and that I hope will help you. Number 1 is it's your fault. The reality is that I had everything I needed and more to achieve my dream, and I didn't because of me. And while I could have easily blamed other circumstances such as bad teammates or coaches, it was all my fault. And I had the ability to be better and work harder to become who I needed to be as a player in order to help me achieve my dream, but I didn't do that. And I wrote some stuff down here. The prerequisite to having control of your life is taking responsibility for your actions. So we've all, maybe not all of us, but like there's a quote from the Spider-Man movie that says, with great power comes great responsibility. And I heard Dre Baldwin, who's a good content creator that I love, say that everybody wants power, but nobody wants responsibility. And so that's the reality right there, is that if you want control over your life, you have to take responsibility for your actions. And first, accept the responsibility that you are where you are because of you, good or bad. And so that means that you can get to where you want to be because of you as well. And that's exactly what I wrote down next on my notebook, is if you aren't where you want to be because of others right now, you don't have the power to get to where you want to be. If we stay with the logic that you aren't where you want to be because of other people or other circumstances. And so what I tell myself a lot is, if you had the power to mess it up, you have the power to make it better than you could have ever imagined. And that's with anything in life. And I'll end this point with a quote that I heard Alex Hormozy say, which is that power follows the blame finger. And that basically means that whatever you blame your circumstances on, that's who has the power over your life. Think about it. By blaming someone else, you're giving someone else power over your life. I don't know about y'all, but I want power over my life, even if that means accepting the responsibility that I am where I am because of me. Number 2 is that discipline matters way, way, way more than motivation. So I'll first define discipline and motivation. I know that we all know conceptually what those things are, but just so we're on the same page, I'll give you a definition. So discipline is not wanting to do the thing, but you do the thing anyway. I don't feel like working out because I'm tired or whatever, but because I'm disciplined, I'm going to go to the gym anyway. Motivation is wanting to do the thing and doing it. I'm really motivated to go to the gym because I know that if I look better, I'll get girls. So I'm going to go to the gym. And so discipline leads to consistency, and consistency leads to growth, is what I wrote on my paper. And it's what I found, like even with this channel, like when I've uploaded consistently, I've gained views and subscribers, and when I haven't, I don't gain views and subscribers. And that's it. That's just how it is. Excuse me. And I also wrote here, if you only work hard when you're motivated, you will not be dang, I need water. If you only work hard when you're motivated, you will not be consistent, which means that you won't grow. And too many times, I just waited until the perfect moment, or when I felt like it, or when I felt motivated to do the hard work that was required of me in basketball. And because I only wanted to go when I was motivated or when I felt like it, I didn't experience the growth that I needed as a player in order to get as good as I wanted to be. And for the few times when I was, consistent, I did have growth. And why I didn't keep that up, yeah, it was because I didn't feel like it. And so that's like the second point to that is like, number one, you need to be consistent in order to experience growth. Number two, when you experience that momentum, do anything and everything in your power to protect that momentum and keep that momentum going. Keep stacking days that you do what is necessary to accomplish your goal. So yeah, discipline is way more important than motivation, because like I guarantee you right now, if you're not where you want to be, someone who is where you want to be is disciplined. That's it. But also there's another thing more to that is number three, which is we experience the success that we believe we deserve. So think highly of yourself. I first learned this concept from Taylor Allen, who has a channel called Deep Game on YouTube. Basically, how he explains it is that we experience the success we believe we deserve. So that means that a lot of players, specifically in basketball, but like, you know, is the example that he gave, because he is also a basketball player who went to college and played pro basketball. But a lot of players believe that once they, you know, work hard for a certain amount of time, that's when they'll become the player that they want to be, and that's when they'll believe that they're a good player, right? So like, if I'm a player who averages 5 points a game, for example, I don't believe myself to be a 20-point per game scorer unless I've done 6 months of working on my scoring, for example. But you'll come, like 6 months will go by and they're the same player, if not marginally better, because their mindset has stayed on, I'm a 5 point per game player. I hope that makes sense. And so the alternative to that makes you better and makes you, you know, get to that point, is saying, I'm a 5 point per game scorer, but I believe myself to be a 20 point per game scorer right now. Excuse me. And you continue to work to become a 20 point per game scorer, and whole time you believe that you're a 20 point per game scorer. At the end of like whatever 6 months period that you give yourself to become that 20 point per game scorer, you'll be a 20 point per game scorer. Believe yourself to be who you want to be before you become that. And Dre Baldwin had a good explanation of this that's along the same lines in a video that I watched of his as well, where you basically, whatever you believe yourself to be, like you'll be. And so what you want to do is believe yourself to be more than you already are, believe yourself to be where you want to be while you're working to become that, right? And that was the mistake that I made, was, you know, working to become better, working to become an ideal version of myself, but in my mind still being, even when I had proof that I was like, you know, like had potential and all of that, like still believing that I was, you know, not that good of a player. And so I got stuck, and I only, you know, I didn't get a whole lot better because I didn't believe myself to be, you know, that good, even though I was putting in work. So yeah, believe yourself to be better than you already are, better than you are, while you're working to become that. So I hope this video helped you, and I hope you learned something from this and accomplish everything that you dream of. I love y'all. Take care.